Howdy Brian Vikings, we're going to do our magnesium oxide lab. You will need this stuff right here, just your iron ring and your crucible and your clay triangle, a Mecha Burner, which is cool, and because we're going to heat this to very high heat. First we're going to take a look at our magnesium and we're going to get our initial data. So we'll take a look and see our crucible. You see it is sitting on the balance, and you can see the mass of the crucible plus the crucible and cover. Alright, so that's just the empty crucible. Alright, in the procedure it says to find a mass between 0.3 and 0.5 grams. That's about that much. So we're going to snip off a piece. If you look at the magnesium ribbon, it's a little dull right here. So we're going to try to scrape off some of that extra oxide layer, and we want to make sure it's nice and shiny. Okay, now you can see it's much more shiny, or much shinier than the original. That's because it coats with the magnesium, with the oxygen in the air, and so it eventually kind of coats itself with magnesium oxide. Now we want to create magnesium oxide in this lab. We're just starting with straight magnesium and hoping to do this. So the reaction is very slow, so I don't have to move too fast, but I'm going to crumple it up so it'll fit down in the bottom, and then you never touch the crucible because your fingerprints will add to the mass. Place it in there. I didn't cut off too much, so I'm not going to make the same mistake, but I'm going to put a lot more in here, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to use about this long. Okay, we're back, and I've sanded this one down and it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one, crumple it up into a little ball. There we go. This should be at least 0.3 grams. If not, we're just going to roll with it, because I got better things to do. Alright, that is just under 0.3 grams, but that's okay. We'll just roll with it. So that is the mass. That was just the mass of the contents plus the crucible. Now I'm going to transfer this crucible over to the clay triangle and see how that goes. Alright, we are ready to start heating. What we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to put it on here, and I'm going to get it so it's kind of just tilted a little bit, and that is so when I put my cover on, I can put my cover on kind of opposite, and it's leaving just a little empty space right there. That's so that it doesn't cut off the air. Oxygen can still get in, but not a ton of oxygen. It's a kind of a controlled amount, and that's how that's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light this puppy up, and we're going to start heating. When I'm going to watch for some white smoke. As soon as the white smoke starts to form, that's the magnesium oxide. Now I want to keep that in there because we're trying to find the mass of the magnesium oxide at the end. So as soon as I see the white smoke, I'm going to put the lid on, and then I'm going to wait about 15 seconds, and then I'm going to remove the flame, wait about 15 seconds, and then I'll take it off, and if I still see white smoke, I will cover it again, and then if I take it off and if I don't see white smoke, then I am going to position this crucible right here, and then I'm going to heat it up some more. Alright? Okay, here we go. We're going to light this baby. So this is called the Mecha Burner, and you might be able to hear it. It's burning really hot, and so we're going to get it started. and it burns much hotter than a Bunsen burner. Get this magnesium out of here. Okay, it happened that fast. I could see it glowing, kind of looking on the inside. I could see the magnesium start to glow. So I'm going to close it, wait a little bit. Nope, still smoke. The magnesium, as soon as it ignites, it will kind of burn itself. So you don't really have to keep applying heat to it. As soon as it starts to burn, it's going by itself. This is just providing some activation energy. Once it hit that point, then we're good. Okay. All right. So there's no smoke here. We'll go ahead and heat it one more time and see if we can get some white smoke to come up again, and we'll just double check. I see it getting red on the inside. I know you guys can't see that. Here. Okay. Show y'all. So it looks like kind of on the inside. I want to be able to catch it if I see some smoke. No. Okay. Close it. Cover up my product. I didn't see too much smoke, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to step 13. Position it like it's tilted, and we're going to heat it up, and we're going to heat it very strongly. Might increase the heat. Up. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that magnesium on the inside, you can tell it's turned all white. And that's a good sign. That means that it's turned to magnesium oxide. So we're going to heat that up. We're going to make sure that it gets plenty of oxygen. It's able to react. And it's good to go. See you in 10 minutes. Okay, so we've been heating it for 10 minutes. And it's ready to go off. So I'm going to cut the gas off. And it needs to cool. So what I'll do is, because there is nitrogen in the air is mostly nitrogen, nitrogen will react with the magnesium to make magnesium nitrate. And so what we can do is get around that. We have to add a little bit of water to it. Well, that water can't just go right in there right now, because I'll break the crucible. It will shatter. So I have to let it cool down. I'll add some water, and then I have to heat it back up to get that water out of there. So I'm going to let it cool very gently, and let it cool down. Hopefully it won't crack on me. Cross your fingers. Here's an example. It's what it looks like. In there you can see all that white fluffy solid. That's to help you make your observations, and that's what the lid of the crucible looks like. There may be some white powder on there, possibly, maybe just a couple specks, but not too much. Most of it is still in there. Okay, it is cooled down. I'm going to take some distilled water. I'm going to add 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, trying to cover as much as I could off of that. And then I'll take this off of here, and then I'll cover it and leave it slightly ajar again. And now I need to heat it gently, because if I heat it too quickly, that water can boil real fast and start to boil, and then it'll spatter. And that's not good. So I'm going to crank this down and get a low heat, and just heat it a little bit. Probably just a few minutes. I can even hear it starting to bubble. Just a few minutes, and then I'll crank the heat up again, go high heat, get it all out of there, and then I'll let it cool down, and that'll be it. So that'll be the final mass. So hopefully I'll see you then. Alright. Just to let you all know what it looks like, I actually figured out that I didn't have this open all the way, so I wasn't getting as much oxygen. So that is as hot as it gets. It is scorching on the inside. I can feel the heat from here, and I'm scared to get the camera any closer. But you can see on the inside, it is almost translucent through that crucible. So I'm going to turn the heat off. It's been going for a while, and that's going to be it. It's going to cool down, and that'll take about 20 minutes. I'll weigh it up, and I'll show you the final results. Okay, I have pulled the crucible over, and you'll notice that the lid is upside down. That's because I didn't want to flip it over and risk spilling off any of the dust on there. So I just did it upside down. That'll be fine. It weighs the same. So there's your measurement. That is 29.9901. Alright, have a great day. Great job, guys. You are lucky to watch this on video, and because this one takes at least 2 hours. So lucky you to get to watch a 10-minute video.